What is just a placebo effect but most people don't realize? Story 1. Do commission creative stuff. If I deliver same or next day, people don't think I spent enough time on it. If I wait 3 days to deliver, people are happy because they assume I worked on the project non-stop even though I was done a day or two prior. I'm a freelance artist, and once I painted my client's dog portrait with acrylic. I took photos and sent it to her, and she said she wanted to fix some part of it, like hair was too dark and mouth was a little too big. A few hours later, I accidentally resent one of the photos I sent to her again. She immediately replied, "Yes, that is what I want." I haven't touched up anything more, but it's okay. Story 2. As a former lifeguard, I can assure you that whatever cleanup you see lifeguards doing after someone vomits in the pool is almost certainly just show. There isn't really anything you can do. You just have to let the filter and chlorine take care of it and pretend to clean to please the suburban moms. I remember some kids shit in the pool and they closed it down for the remainder of the day. Is it different for a shit? Or same story, just come back tomorrow and it'll be clean and do nothing. I was also a lifeguard, and we had to shock the pool for a solid like that. For vomit or diarrhea, we had to close everything and drain the pool. However, I worked at a small pool in the subdivision. I would imagine larger pools usually just shut down, shock the pool with a massive amount of chemicals, and reopen once it stabilizes back to an acceptable swim levels. Story 3. How long it takes a Coinstar to process and count coins and return a receipt. It finishes quickly. So quickly that folks are skeptical of the accuracy, so a fake delay with a fake counting noise was built in, giving folks more confidence in the results. That's amusing, and I absolutely believe it. A lot of scans do this as well, not virus scans, those just take a damn long time, but sites that show you the best deals are often done in 100 milliseconds. They're not really doing anything that intensive, just make a few requests to AutoTrader or whoever, which probably only returns 15 cars, and sort by lowest price. But people wouldn't believe it was the best price if it came back instantly. They wouldn't think it looked hard enough. So they make them wait a little. Story 4. Beats headphones have weights inside them to make them heavier and give them the illusion of quality and sturdiness. So, if the headphones are too heavy, I should disassemble them and remove the weights? Arguably, yes. If they would be more comfortable lighter, you could. Story 5. I worked at a kid's birthday party place for a couple of years in high school. So many kids would cry because they fell over, bumped their arm, etc. Never anything bad. I'd say something like, "Can you shake your foot around? Does it feel better? How about jumping in a circle? Alright, we are going to blow on your hand so it feels better." And then ask if they are ready to play again. Works like a charm. Also, bandages for little boo-boos. They think they are healed and get right back to being happy little kiddos. Story 6. Your perception of bad luck. The human brain is predisposed to remember bad experiences more vividly than the good ones. Thus, for an example, you may say your luck is always awful at tolls, when in reality you only get stuck in traffic 20 or 50% of the time. Story 7. When I work in trained tech support, our agents would always get pushed back from customers when we asked to power cycle their phone, which 9 times out of 10 would fix their issue. So I had them tell the customer to read some numbers off the back of the battery when they were still removable, that we absolutely did not need. Then we told them we refreshed a few systems and they put the battery back in and it's all fixed. Alternatively, when batteries couldn't be removed, we tell them that if the phone was powered on while we did the update, it could ruin their SIM card. So they'd make sure to power off their phone. I'd do nothing. They'd turn it back on and it worked great. But if I had told them to power cycle their phones, no way. I absolutely love the story because it's so true. Just 2 days ago, I told a client to close his web browser and reopen it to fix an issue on our page. He complained of it seemingly slow today, despite videos from several team members demonstrating it wasn't. He closed and reopened and voila, it was fixed. Actually, he'd had the browser open for months and it was gobbling memory and needed a restart. Story 8. When you give your younger sibling an unconnected controller after he or she kept bugging you to join the game. My husband calls this playing Pretendo. Story 9. Loading spinners on web pages. I once had a user complain to me a web app was too slow, and it was pretty fast. So I tested him by making the animation spinner spin much faster. He went to my boss to praise me how much faster the web app was. Spin.js is what I was using. Not even a spinner, but we added a message after loading that said, nearly there, when it got to the next step, and we got significantly fewer slow loading complaints. Story 10. I install semi-truck bumpers. 90% of the time, a customer will say it looks off by 1/8 of an inch. I'll make a noise with the impact gun on a bolt and say, how's that? Yeah, it looks great. Nothing moved whatsoever. Some guys are extremely critical, I guess. Story 11. My dog's medicine coming out of his treat tin instead of medicine packaging makes a seconds ago disgusting medicine taste mysteriously treat-like. I just tell him to his face that it's a treat when it's clearly a pill covered in peanut butter. Same here without the peanut butter. I just go, you want a treat? Like I normally would, and she comes running and scarfs the pill down. I then, of course, give her a real treat for being good. Story 12. I sold Christmas trees as a kid in junior and senior high school. Learned a trick for super fussy customers who had me hold up multiple trees to show them. After the 10th or so tree, I'd yell to my coworker, hey Mike, if they don't want this one, put it aside for me. Nicest tree I've seen this year. Worked like a charm. When I see salesmen doing this, I always feel they're taking me for a fool. It seems like the oldest trick in the book. I wonder why people are still falling for this. Story 13. The original Febreze was unscented, but nobody believed it worked, so they added scent to it, which makes me so mad. I despise every stinking fragrance on the market and just want things to not smell. If I want jeans to not smell like butt, I don't want to spray them with wet grass smell or whatever. Give me an odorless product. There aren't enough of them. You're telling me Febreze isn't just the smell? I thought the odor trapping was the BS part. Story 14. Not sure if it's really placebo, but there's research done on how a car door should sound when you close it. A flat and boring pink sound would do just fine, but a lot of people find that soft, plush, and yet firm pshumph sound assures them the door is closed. Someone please do a better job here describing car doors closing because mine sucks. My friend's husband is a sound engineer. I don't know if that's the right word for this exact thing. His entire job is making sure that the car stuff sounds right. Story 15. That free shipping is a better deal. It generally means that they've added the cost into the product instead, but you feel like you've gotten a better deal. This is 100% true. I used to sell furniture at a no gimmicks kind of place. They were open about all costs, including delivery. I would do the math for people, show them how we were still saving them tons of money even with delivery, but some people would still walk out and go pay literally hundreds of dollars more for free delivery from Ashley's. And then buy another one in 2 years max from them again because Ashley furniture is shit. Story 16. When cake mixes first came out, you only had to add water to them, but too many housewives felt like that was cheating and wouldn't buy cake mixes. So the cake mix companies added another step, the eggs. It worked. Apparently, the cracking and adding of the eggs to the batter was enough to make it feel more homemade, and cake mixes became extremely popular. Now I'm mad. I probably have 3 cake mixes in my pantry right now that I keep using up all my eggs before getting to make. If it wasn't for those housewives, I could have had cake by now. Unbelievable.